Welcome to the Daily Dose. I'm Franklin.
This is for Tuesday. Scotty K.
Scotty. And what was your name again, sir?
Hank.
Oh, he's been with us for this is the second day on the show, and
Mr. Foley.
Mr. Foley. I had a little idea I thought would be fun. I want you guys to both try to think of like the nastiest pizza that it has to be edible, but like what's the grossest edible things you could put on a pizza? Like what's the grossest pizza you can come up with? Edible.
I don't know. I don't like sausage on my pizza.
Sausage? That's your branch? You're branching out with sausage?
Yeah, I don't like sausage.
Well, here's an example. Gory DeWolf on Facebook I had posted this question up, and he said, "Cum and boogers." That's pretty gross, and that's both edible. So sausage isn't really a reach. We're looking more into the fantasy realm here, Hank.
Okay.
So,
I don't like sausage.
No sausage for him, but he'll have the cum and boogers.
If you're going with those kind of things,
it's just got to be non-poisonous, essentially.
Felt and unused diapers.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, it's not going to kill you.
Right.
It's
you
still
shred about. You know what it's good. You know
it's
what
still
it is.
You know what you're in for.
Yeah.
Used tampons.
Oh.
That would be
okay.
top
now,
notch.
Is that? Yeah, I guess that's edible.
I had to clean some of this out of trash.
Yeah, that's gross.
And
I had to do that too.
Hold one in my hand.
Yeah.
Like this. Well, I have a glove one.
Yeah, I had to clean up after one of our events as a courtesy to the place that we rented. I had to go into the women's restroom and clean that out. And I'll tell you what, the men's restroom was it's a lot easier to wipe a little piss off of a seat as it is opposed to fishing a bloody tampon out of a toilet. But yeah, that's what you got to do when you're being respectful of your surroundings. Now, my idea for like the nastiest pizza would be like I always have a thing with like I think the nastiest combination of things is like a piece of bologna, like right. And you just take a dirty ashtray and you just dip it and dip it in there and just. So I'm assuming like you take and make that bologna like a paste, and that's your sauce, right? And then you just take used ashtrays, and just that's your toppings. Scatter. Make sure you scatter it evenly, close to the edge, so you develop a nice crust.
Boy, I'm getting hungry now.
We got a bunch of snacks here.
I don't know how.
Yeah, that's just fun. Anyways, Mr. Foley over there has sent me a note that says he would like to talk about the Findlay Mall. How it just fucking sucks.
It fucking sucks.
The Findlay Mall.
Which
don't all malls suck in general?
I still like Wyoming Mall. I think it's still got some good.
It's got an edge to it.
Yeah,
it's got a little edge.
Fucking Findlay. I mean, I don't know why they just don't close that fucker down. I mean,
yeah.
Like, whenever I go in there, you're lucky to see, like, maybe 15 people in there.
Are you looking for a mall full of people? What would make a good mall for Hank Foley?
The arcade to come back.
Well, that is not going to happen.
No, what about the one in Columbus? You ever been to that? There's
actually an arcade. If you want to go to an arcade, there's an arcade in Marion called Blue Fusion, and it's fucking great. It's it's expensive. You'll spend $40 in like no time. They have like a Jurassic Park game where you got guns and you're sitting in like a car and you're shooting fucking dinosaurs.
I think they did have a game like that in Findlay Mall one time.
We went in there and you load up money on a card and then you swipe that card through the games. So that's why you go through money so fast, because some of those shits are like $3 a piece.
They still got the Marion Mall down there, don't they?
I don't know.
I think they closed it one time. I don't know if they reopened that or not. I was thinking somebody stepped out.
We went down there, and it's in like a little strip mall type of thing. It's like not a real mall. It's like a series of stores that are separate from each other, but in the same building, of course. It's pretty cool though. I recommend. It's got a bowling alley and a pizza place attached to it, or a full restaurant, I guess, attached to it. But yeah, they got all kinds of shit there. They got a fucking wall climb thing and they have these claw machines that have those big bounce balls, like the huge ones. You're trying to get those, so it's like a giant claw, and it's pretty fucking interesting. I recommend it. Blue Fusion in Marion, folks. Go check it out. But yeah, all malls suck, Hank. I think that's a fact across the board. What's your favorite feature about the Lima Mall?
I like to go in FYE.
Well, you should go to Gromy's CDs and tapes.
I do go to Gromy's. I'm one of Gromy's best customers, goddammit.
Well, that's where you'll get your good music at.
Yeah.
There.
Well, I mean, if I want to get smalls, you gotta go in FYE. But Gromy's, if you want the big shit, the good shit, you go into Gromy's.
Okay.
No matter what. I mean...
Smalls. What's a Smalls? What would be a Smalls
just to get
to get your BB King? What?
Yeah, polka shit, Crad's one got me in a polka.
Polka. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, check out today's...
Polka.
Check out today's featured video, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it right in the ass. How about we do one segment of us being fucking total asshole jerk-offs to everybody?
Asshole jerk-offs?
We're just fucking hating everything.
That's not hard to do, really.
It's not.
No, I had this is something I was actually thinking about, because I've been trying to write stand-up jokes. It's so hard. Anybody that does it,
I've been doing it.
Really, it's hard. Anybody that does it, brazos to you. I
feel like I got a few good ones, but once you get in front of people,
this is a bit I've been working on, but it's too clunky, so I'm just going to talk about it here. And also, I realized that it's irrelevant. It's not relevant anymore. People who do comedy nowadays, they do like updated, whoa, look, Game of Thrones or whatever, whatever the joke of the moment is. This is about RoboCop, okay? I was thinking about RoboCop the other day. And as much as I love RoboCop, if you think about it too much, it's kind of fucked up, because look at you remember the scene in RoboCop where they have his mask off and you just see his face. I want to know what the ratio is of cop to Robo. Is it, because it seems to me like it's 85% Robo, and they only kept from here up part of his face, not even his whole skull, and part of his brain, but the parts of his brain that they retained were not beneficial to police activity. Yeah. They just hindered him. So it's they've trapped, what they've done is they've trapped all the living nightmares of a human man inside a robot body, because he's not ever utilizing I guess if you want to see it as empathy or whatever, the human empathy that he's feeling, but it's never that. He's always tormented over his family and the loss of his partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's they've just hindered him completely by adding the worst parts of a human being mentally that you could have chained to a nightmarish abomination.
Good point.
They should have just made a robot.
Yeah.
That would have made so much more sense. But instead, they've chained the souls of a dead man, the soul of a dead man, and all of his horrible, sad memories to a robot. And that you've been around people that are overly emotional, or have you worked with anybody that's like that?
Overly emotional?
Overly emotional, they start
probably
crying over nothing.
People.
Imagine being a police officer and working with not just a big, bulky police officer, but a guy that's a goddamn robot.
Yeah. And
then, you're in a shootout situation, and you just see him over there breaking down. Oh, my son. What, did he have a son, or was it a daughter? He had a kid, whatever. Oh, God. What am I going to do? My wife. And you're like, dude, there's a fucking crack den right there. We're in the middle of a shootout, and this guy's having a flashback. Did you realize he's almost invincible, right?
Yeah.
And just shoot for the chin area, the mouthpiece. Shoot for that.
Yeah. What could we do to him to cripple him for no reason?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's leave that.
Would water get him though? No, it's got to be watertight. It's got to be.